Okay guys, I've got some bad news for you. I've been watching this Brook and Spence build up very carefully, and been very carefully watching Errol Spence train, watching Errol Spence in his previous fights, and I'm here to tell you that I don't think this fight is going to live up to the expectations that you all think it's going to, you know, what you guys think this fight is going to be. I don't think it's going to be that. I think that Errol Spence is not coming to fight. I think he's coming to box. Watching his interviews, watching the way he's talking, he's very clear. He's not coming for a knockout in Sheffield. He's coming to convincingly outbox Sheffield's own Kell Brook. You see, Errol Spence is a rangy fighter. He's been talking about how Kell Brook's not fighting a short fighter. He's been talking about how Kell Brook is facing someone his size, and he's also been talking in interviews about not being sluggish in the fight and not coming in too big, talking about coming in at 158, which is, to be fair, Kell Brook's going to be a lot heavier than that. Errol Spence is talking about coming in at 158, and I think that in the Kell Brook camp, from what I've heard, apparently Brook is worried about his corner stopping the fight, and he is basically, I don't know if this has any truth to it. It's not from a reputable source, but just something I heard, something to put out there. It fits in line with the story that Kell Brook said, if Errol Spence, starts beating on me, or he starts getting the better of me, don't stop the fight, let me fight. I think that Dominic Ingle maybe is thinking Spence is going to come in for a demolition job. I don't think that's going to be the case, and I hope that the Ingle camp are aware of this, and they must be, because they know what they're doing. That Errol Spence is most likely coming in here to outbox Kell Brook. He's an Olympian. He's got the amateur pedigree. He's faster. I don't think he's as dynamic as Kell Brook in terms of his shot selection. But I do think, however, that his pullbacks, his defense is a little bit, I don't know, is his defense sharper than Kell Brook's? I don't know, because we haven't seen him in there with top quality opposition, but from what I've heard, he's very good. His defense is really good. He can't be controlled in that ring very easily. He's not short, he's rangy, he's fast, and like I said, he's got that Olympic pedigree. He's been doing this a long time, and he's got a higher work output than Kell Brook, and he doesn't fade late. If I was in Errol Spence's corner, I'd be saying to him, look, you go into that ring, you box on the back foot, you counter punch. If Kell Brook tries to hold you, this is what you do. They're showing things to the Brook camp which I don't think they're going to implement into this fight. I don't think Errol Spence is going to come to hold. I think Errol Spence is coming to box, and if Kell Brook comes forward trying to muscle him, that's why perhaps they're working on the clinches, because if Kell Brook comes forward, tries grabbing in a clinch and roughing him up on the inside, or fighting Errol Spence in close quarters, Errol Spence is just going to be shrugging him off, pushing him off, and keeping the fight at range, and outboxing Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook can be outboxed. I think he's too big for the weight. I think at 154 pounds he can't be outboxed, but I think at 147 he can be outboxed. I don't think Kell Brook's going to come in fast. I think he's going to look very big, and I think it's going to be a very difficult fight for Kell Brook. I think that Kell Brook's a very dynamic fighter with a great punch selection, but he's best off facing someone coming forward, and I don't think Errol Spence is going to come forward. I think if Spence's game plan is to come forward, and this is just my opinion, I really don't know what Spence's game plan is. I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying that this is what I think is going to happen. I'm not predicting it. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, I think that if I was in Errol Spence's corner, I would tell him to box in the back foot against Kell Brook, and if it works, you go with it. If it doesn't, you go to game plan B and knock the guy out. But I think game plan A is going to work a charm for Errol Spence. If they come in with the game plan of boxing on the back foot, you look at him versus Leonard Bundu. Errol Spence looked very good on the back foot. Bundu was trying to come forward, and Errol Spence was just clipping him, outboxing him really badly. And I don't know how Errol Spence is getting all these knockouts when he's such a superb boxer. It's crazy that he's getting all these knockouts when he's such a superb boxer. I think he's a much better boxer than Keith Thurman, Sean Potter, than anyone I've seen in the welterweight division as of yet. Kell Brook's a better counter puncher, and he's better on the back foot. But I definitely think that Errol Spence is the overall better points winning fighter. And this is what would be very interesting in Amir Khan and Kell Brook, because it'd be interesting to see how Brook would do coming forward against Amir. Yeah, Brook can be good when he's on the front foot, but I think he's a better back foot fighter, to be honest. And I think that he's going to have a lot of trouble cutting off the ring, because we haven't really seen Kell Brook cut off the ring and demolish someone. He's not a huge knockout artist. He's a boxer slash counter puncher with very good power and a very good jab, and that's what sort of fighter is. If you come at him, that's where Kell Brook really thrives. If Errol Spence comes in with the typical game plan to bulldoze Kell Brook, and he tries to do an Algeria job on him, I think Kell Brook will take him out. I really think that he will hit him with some hard shots, hurt him, and take him out. But leave your comments in the section below. Subscribe as always. Be Real TV. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very interested to see this fight. I think that Errol Spence is gonna. But I don't think it's gonna live up to the expectations and the hype. I think Errol Spence is gonna come and make a stink of this. I think he's looked good in his previous fights, but he's coming for an IBF welterweight title in Sheffield. I think he's gonna be very cautious, and he's gonna try to be sharp and fast and outbox Kell Brook on the outside. I don't think it's gonna be a toe-to-toe battle. It could be. I could be wrong. It all depends on Errol Spence's game plan. I don't think he's coming in for that. I think he's just coming in for that strap. He wants to take it back to America, and the way he's going to go about it is convincingly outbox Kell Brook and later on maybe push it on Kell Brook. He risks, however, losing on points if he fights that sort of fight, because if he doesn't win very convincingly on the back foot, he's not the aggressor. And but I do think Errol Spence is going to put it on Brook later, but I think Errol Spence is going to come to box in the early rounds, and Kell Brook's going to struggle to find range. Comments in the section below. Subscribe as always. Be Real TV, Kell Brook and Errol Spence. Let me know what you guys think.